Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today on the second to last day of Junk Journal July with the prompt for day 30, which is ticket. If you would like to get all of the printables for this project that have been released, go ahead and go down in the description, sign up at the link below which says sign up right on the link, and put in your email and I will send you all of the stuff you need to get started. So at this point, everything's been released, so you're basically getting everything. So today we are going to tackle ticket in a couple ways. I thought it would be fun if we made like a little ticket folder to hold all of our tickets, and then that could go under the belly band if you made a belly band yesterday, or you could make a belly band, or you could put it in a pocket. You do whatever you want. But I know I made an envelope yesterday for my belly band, but I just had this idea today that I thought it would be fun if we made a ticket folder and then put the ticket folder under the belly band of stamps. So I'll probably use my envelope somewhere else in my journal after today. But you know, things are always moving around and changing. So, okay. So what I did is I want to talk a little bit about first making tickets, and then we'll make the folder for the tickets. So I'm just going to tell you what I have really quickly. I printed out the script background page, and I think it was from 2 weeks ago. I could be wrong. Maybe it could be week 2 or week 3. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I should have written it down. I'm trying to keep my computer off as much as possible because it gets so hot in my craft room when I'm recording. So I was like trying to keep it off today. So I didn't want to turn it back on. But suffice it to say, you can use whatever paper you want. You don't need to use this one. But what I did is I put script on one side and tea stained on the other side. And tea stained was from this week. Okay, and then I went ahead and printed myself. I have a couple different pieces of paper here, but they just happen to be double-sided. This is what I'm going to use for my ticket folder, the one with the butterflies on it. And this is from week 1, but it's the second pack that I released, not the first pack. There's also butterflies in the first pack, but it's not this one. It's a little bit different. The butterflies are a little bit bigger, I think. Okay, and then I have these two as backup in case I for some reason decide I don't like the butterflies, right? Because I've got to have backup. Okay, so I'm going to make tickets out of this sheet. I feel like I like to make tickets that have just script or writing on them, but they don't have to look like tickets per se. Like, you know, these are specifically tickets, you know. This is not, this is a stamp. I just stamped this and then cut it with picking shears. So that's not a ticket that was in the kit. I just randomly made that and it was just on my desk. Okay, but then these are the ones that I included in the kit. These actually look like tickets. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can get to tickets. I'm going to show you how to make some right now, and I'm also going to show you, like, this is a Tim Holtz one called Ticket Booth, and he's got these tickets, which are very similar to the ones I just showed you. And then there's a die set that also goes with this that cuts these out. This will give you some really nice tickets. Okay, I'm not going to particularly focus on this today because I know everybody doesn't have this, but I wanted to show you guys a couple of options because I also have another option here, and this one is from All and Create, and this one is called Ticketed Snippets. Okay, and the reason I wanted to show you guys this one in particular is because the way they did their tickets is really awesome. They just put little they have little scenes in here. This has like some alphabet. This has like a flower. So you don't even technically need this. If you just have, you know, you can even draw a frame. You don't even need to have a frame stamp. But they have this blank frame stamp on this one. And I mean, you could stamp anything in the middle of there, right? It doesn't have to be specifically looking like a ticket. So I wanted to like just mention that ahead of time. That's why I really love this stamp set, because I feel like it goes outside the box of what we normally think of as tickets, which is kind of like what these tickets are, right? They're in a ticket strip, but they're basically just images. And so those can be tickets too. So you could cut almost anything up and make it a ticket. Now, one of my favorite and easiest ways to do this is with the pinking shears. So if you have a set of pinking shears, you can just cut these apart with these, and then you have a nice little edge, and you're done in like a minute, right? So that's one way to do it, right? So I have these tickets cut already. I'm going to add those to my pile here. Now, the other way to do it is we're just going to make some out of this paper here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some 1-inch strips off of here. You can adjust them to however wide you want. It's just that I'm going to be like, I feel like 1 inch is going to be a good size for my little folder pockets that I'm about to make. So that's why I want to make a bunch of these that are like this. And then the reason I put tea stain on the back is so that if I want to decorate these more custom, I can. Okay, it's not necessary, but you know, if you want, you can. All right, so I'm going to cut a couple of strips of this. I also was going to make some larger, like, ticket-shaped tags as well, because you'll see the little folder I'm going to make is going to have a pocket on the front and a pocket on the back. It's not super complicated or fancy. It's just, you know. Okay, so I'm going to hang on to this for later. Okay, so now I have my 1-inch strips of this. Okay, and the like easiest way to do this here is to take this. I use 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold these in towards the middle. Okay, so now I've folded these into like 4 equal rectangles. And if I can do something without measuring, you can bet 100% I will. Okay, and the first way that I'm going to do this, let me just get my right here, my bone folder. I'm just going to press these creases in. Okay, the first way I'm going to do this is with this ticket punch. Okay, these are great, and they are, I think you can get a set of them for like around $15 that has all 3 of them. It has the rounder. It has, oh, these are both rounders, sorry. This is the rounder, this is the tag one with the angled edges, and then this is like more fancy edges. And it has the ticket punch in it. This is the one I prefer to use because it's easy, it's consistent, and it doesn't hurt my hands. So, like you guys, I've mentioned 100 million times before, like I frequently have some pain in my hands, but this one, it's very easy to punch, and you know, so like it doesn't hurt my hands. I'm going to show you, you can also do this with a hole punch if you're clever and you don't, that one does hurt my hands though, so I'll just show it to you. I don't like to do it that way for that reason. But, you know, like, I'm all for using what you have. And the other thing you could do is if you don't have, let's say you have, if you just have the one that is the tag punch, just do tag punch on the corners and have them be angled instead of notched, you know? I don't think it's that big of a deal in a junk journal, you know, whether or not your, like, tickets are round notches or if they're just, you know, what do you call it? I don't know. What do you call that cut? It's just like the ticket cut. I'm sorry, the tag cut. You know, when you cut the corners off, you could do the same thing on the tickets. And then you could have like, I'll do it on this one here. This is really tiny, but it has a really tiny one. So like I could do it like this. And it's still really cute, right? This is not exactly square, as you can tell, but you know, that's a cute way to do it, right? Or you could just leave them like this. None of these have fancy corners. They're all just plain tickets. Like, you can just leave them like that. Oh, okay, so let me just get okay. So I'm going to fold this one again, and then I'm just going to show you really quickly on the hole punch. But I'm not going to do the whole strip because it makes my hand hurt. And it could be just the punch that I have is not great. I don't think, it may not be meant for cardstock. It could be part of the problem. Okay. All right, so what all you need to do, like for this one, it's really easy to do the like middle sections, because all you need to do is kind of center the punch over it and like do like a half punch. Let's see if I'm getting that in the middle. And it's pretty much the same thing you're getting as over there. It's just like a little bit more freestyle. Just like that. And then you can do the notched corners by just doing the one corner. And like, less is more, because you can always go back in. That one's too shallow. There we go. And now I essentially have the same thing here that I got over here. You know, so I'm not going to do this whole strip just because it, you know, like I said, I don't want my hands to ache, so. I don't know why this one doesn't bother me. I think it's because I can press it in like this with this finger. Oops, this is, oh, actually, no, wait, let's take a look at this really quick. Yeah, that is cute. Does this work if I do it like this? Yeah, see, these are just as cute. I mean, I don't really see much of a difference. These actually maybe look even more authentic. Who knows? But yeah, so you could make them a lot of different ways. And it'd be really easy to just cut these corners off with scissors, possibly even easier than using the punch. So, all right, I have that one. That one's half and half, so. But yeah, so now I have a bunch of tickets here. Let's go ahead and quickly I'm going to do another round of both sides, so I have plenty of tickets to put in my, oops, sorry about the noise. There's some snoring going on here too, so. I always try to take them outside and play with them before I do this so that they're tired. So now I feel like I have a lot of tickets for this project. So let's get started and make our little folder, and then I'll come back to the tickets, and then we can do like a little, you know, we can make them a little bit fancy and make the tags and stuff. So, okay, I'm going to grab my paper and we're going to get started. Okay, so to start this out, you just need a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I printed mine on both sides. You could paint it, or you could use a piece of scrapbook paper or pre-printed paper as well. There's nothing special about this paper. This is cardstock though. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold up approximately 1.5 inches from the bottom, so I can create pockets. Approximately, like, as long as it's you want it to be like less than 7 inches when you're done, because I just want mine to fit under the belly band. If you don't want to fit yours under the belly band, then go to town and you can make it whatever you want. That's my only guidance for this, is that I want it to fit under the belly band. Okay, so I'm gonna have this here. Okay. All right, now that everything's folded, I've got my centerfold, I've got my pocket folded up towards the front, and then on the inside I'm going to fold in, and again, like I want to go about 2 inches in for my fold, and I'm just trying to guesstimate so that both sides look similar, right? Unless you want to make both sides look very different. You know, I just don't want one side to look off. So I'm going to go in at about 2 inches again on this side. But I'm just using the grid to kind of, you know, guess on it here. Okay, put that down. All right, so let's unfold this guy, and then we're just going to nip out the corners on this. Here. Here. I did not cut that very straight. Oh boy. Okay. And here and here. Okay, so I just cut these 2 corners out, and that's it, because I want these to fold up on this side. I'm just gonna try to straighten that cut out without causing too much trouble here. And then, so I'll have this for my outside pocket, and that's where I'm going to put these are where I'm going to put my 2 tags. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to create 4 inner pockets for our tags to go into. So this actually turned out really cute how these butterflies ended up inside. I'm thinking about decorative punching on here as well, because you know I love a decorative punch. And this one is one of my favorites to do. Let's see here. And I always like to make the edge look a little fancy, you know? Okay, so I just went and punched everything. So I didn't punch the top, but I did punch all the pocket edges. Okay, and then here's the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get a strip of paper. This is like an offcut piece of paper from, you know, something random that I did. And I just am going to put it on here so I know exactly how long this is. Okay, so now I have this piece here. That's like this from here to here. And what we want to do is do the same thing we did with the tickets. We're going to fold this in half. And then fold it in towards the center. So we get like 4 little sections on here. And this is what I'm going to use to measure out my pockets. That way, if all of us have different measurements, it doesn't matter. You know, figure out how to divide it evenly. So I'm going to have it on here, right? This is where I'm going to put my glue. And so all I'm going to do is get my pencil, and I'm going to make a little mark on there. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I have 4 pockets because I'm going to glue here, 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 and here, and here. And then I'm going to flip this around and do the same thing on this side. so I have everything divided up. I can get my glue, and we are going to just run one line of glue on each one of these lines here. So one here, one on this line here, one on this line, one on this line, and then one across the top. Okay, then we're going to fold that down, press those down. Oops. I'm like knocking everything over tonight. I don't know what my problem is. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, so we're going to start at the top, and then we're just going to go right down. Okay, and the bottom one. Just going to add a little bit more up there at the top. Okay. And then I'm going to press those down. Okay, now we're going to flip this over and do our pockets here. If you want, you could cut it right here. I think it should be okay, though, without cutting it. I'm going to put glue on either side of the fold here, and on either side here as well. Fold that up. Okay, so now we have our front pockets as well as our inside pockets. Okay, and we got our little folder. My glue is still a little bit wet, but it should be fine. And then, you know, at this point, you can kind of start to think about, okay, where do I want to stick my tickets? This ticket, is it going to fit? Ooh, it's going to be tight, but it is. Okay. You know, and you can start to think about, okay, where am I going to put my tickets? How are they going to fit in here? You know, this is going to be tight too. Put that in the right way. I need to ink these guys still, but there we go. That goes in. Okay, there we go. It's a little over an inch of space, I think. It should be. Because it's 7 inches divided by 4. So it's less than 2 inches. But you have to allow for, like, I'd say close to ½ an inch for the glue. But anyway, so you can start to, like, you know, load up your little wallet. Do you guys, I don't know, maybe not. Okay, okay, so that's how this is going to go. That's just how it works. So you can see, oh, this is how it works. Let's make a big ticket tag to go in these big pockets. I don't think I folded mine quite correctly, but that ship has sailed. Let's make a big tag to put in these pockets with our leftover paper here. Or, actually, you know what? I'm not going to use that paper. Okay, let's go with this paper. I mean, I'm going to use, let's do a variety of papers. Okay, so that's about 3.5. So let's do a 2.5 for the tag here. Let's see what that's going to look like. Oh, yeah, that's 2.5. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Feels pretty good. Yeah, because that gives it plenty of room on either side. So should we go by 6, maybe? Or 6.5? Let's go by 6, because my thing only goes to 6. Although I guess I could do it from the other side. Yeah, I think that looks perfect for the sizing. Okay, and then let's do another one. Although I guess I don't need to do them exactly the same, huh? For some reason, I don't have a lot of these double-sided right now. I don't, because usually I do, but okay. Let's go on this side. All right. Oh, let me take off. This, two. Okay, so, okay, here we go. All right, so I'm just going to go around the four corners with this little ticket punch. And then this one, I will use this one, which is the tag punch, and just do the four slanted corners instead. Okay, I'm going to ink around the edges. What I'm thinking is, on this one in particular, I think I'm going to stamp on the back of it or the front of it, as whatever the case may be. I do have this really pretty flower right here. It looks like this. So let me just see what happens. I'm going to ink these guys really quickly, and then I will, because I like to see the edges so that I know, it helps me know, like, gives me a better sense of, you know, what I'm working with, basically. I think I will use the front of this tag and stamp on the other one. Go this way. And then I'll ink all my tickets too in a second. Okay, all right, so I have two of these guys, so hopefully you guys can see the edges on those okay. I also have these guys here, and there's no reason why I shouldn't do those. Just get like some mini ones here. I don't know, this could maybe be a pocket actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That might be kind of cute, huh? And this is pretty too, so that helps. All right, I'm going to grab a stamp, and we will put a stamp on here, then add a pocket. And then I feel like we're going to be in business here. And then we'll do something to this one too. This is called Botanical Collage, and I used it yesterday in my ledger, which, ooh, I need to get. Okay. Because I'm not working very much in that right now, huh? I'll save some tickets to put inside of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put ink on this guy. My point for this one is just to kind of be background, because I'm going to put the pocket in there. Which means I probably have to come up with something to put in the pocket. But I think I might be able to do that, so shouldn't be too bad. All right, let's go ahead and just put this on here. I'm going to skew towards the top. I have the pocket going on the bottom. That's so lovely. Okay, I love that so much. Okay, so let's put this on here. I'm trying to figure out how this pocket would look the best on here. That feels like it's upside down. Okay, I think it feels best this way. All right, so I'm going to put this on here for the pocket. I'm just lining that guy up. Looks good, looks good. Then we have our ticket tag with a ticket pocket. And then we will put some tickets inside of there, I think, as well. Okay, so let's do this one here. And I'm thinking maybe I will do this one here. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the wrong way. That's why it doesn't fit. It's slightly off. That's so weird. Okay, wait. This pocket is slightly off. I must have cut this not straight. Look at that. It's not cut straight. Okay. All right, I'm gonna glue this on here. Let me just ink this guy around the edges. I'm thinking of maybe stamping on to this. Oh gosh, I hope you guys can't hear the bird. He wants to go to bed probably, and nobody's put him to bed yet. That's Charlie, our cockatiel. He's a very sweet boy, but he's very loud sometimes. Okay. All right, so I'm going this way. Makes no difference. Okay. All right, what should I put on the front of this? I feel like maybe I should put a ticket stamp. What do you guys think? Let me see if there's one that's big enough. Or I could do two. Let's do maybe Okay, so I have 2 tries at this, because if I mess up, I can flip it over. Okay, let's see how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and put this like this. I'm sorry if I'm working too low, I'll move up. Okay, let's put this up here. All right, so what we're gonna do here is ink the back of this. Okay. Okay, all right, now I need to just get a piece of paper here. I was having a little bit of an experiment earlier with some green paint, so that's what we got here. Okay, so I'm going to double check and make sure this is the way this is going on here. Okay, so there's my pocket. Here's my stamp, and I kind of want to just plop this down on here and hope I'm doing a good job. All right, there we go. That's our pocket. I'm going to put that to the side just for a second. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on, and then I need to do a little trimming because my side isn't quite straight, apparently. Okay, so I'm going to line it up with this side. I do not know how I cut this so crooked. Okay. All right, let me just trim this edge. Something is crooked here. Okay. Okay, so then I just have to fix the corners here. There we go. Good as new. Okay, so let's try these out in our pockets. So I've got one here with the stamp on it, and one here that's very cute. Or I could put the stamp one on the front if. There we go. I think that looks pretty cute. Okay, let's see what we want to do here. Okay, so one of the things I thought was just stamping on Now I have to put these back on here. Just stamping on there would be like an option. I'm just gonna put my stamps back, sorry. We'll clean those afterwards. Okay, so I thought about maybe just stamping on here. That would make some like fun stamps as well. And then I could also put, I do have this like ticket washi tape here, which I thought I might use on here somewhere. Possibly on the background. I don't know if it's too skinny or not. I don't know. So I have this ticket washi tape to use that I pulled out. So basically, let me just do a little, like, we could literally just put them in here like this, with script on them. Like, sometimes I will make them like that in kits to make them kind of neutral, because I know that a lot of times when you're using tickets and journals, you're kind of using them as little accent pieces. You're not necessarily using them as focal points. So they don't, always need to have like a huge thing on it. The other thing I thought too was I was just messing around with this stuff from yesterday, this afternoon. And I thought that I had, was messing around with this butterfly, but in messing with it, I like made these words as well. And these are just stamps that came from All and Create. So I was thinking about sticking those on here as like the decoration for these. And like finding words is usually pretty doable. If you have a book, even if you have mail, you could look through and just see what words jump out at you. I know people don't, like, we don't really get magazines or anything like that anymore. We don't even get newspaper. Like, it used to be in the olden days when I was a kid, my mom had like 7 magazine subscriptions, but now it's not like that. So, but the place that has been the most kind to me of all is the Friends of the Library bookshop, because you can go there and you can find almost anything. I also printed, I stamped this on, the boards that we used yesterday. I had some leftover pieces, so I just stamped these on those. But this is kind of an example of what you can do if you have like a plain background like this and you want to like make it extra special. I'm gonna rip this apart right here. Actually, I could do that. I could also do this. I don't know what the best way to do it is. I can also put them on the front here. Part of the fun is like pulling it out for the reveal, you know what I mean? You can put them in there. Okay, so wait, let me see what else I have, and then we'll just do like this is the stamp set that I used to get those words from. It's called Quirky Blossoms, and it's All in Create. And these are they have all these, it has all these different words on it, which I absolutely love. So those words are perfect. Like, I couldn't have made them better. Okay, so now you could also write these out if you wanted, like instead of using a stamp set. I'm gonna use this to make a couple really fast, so that I don't waste anybody's time. These pieces from the collage backgrounds, from the kit, the patchwork ones, I find these work really nicely for stamping on because they already have a background done that's not flat, if that makes sense. Like, it's better to have... Okay, so I got these backgrounds from the patchwork pages from yesterday. It's nice. They're nice because they don't have, like, they have stuff on the background already. It's not just like a flat color. So it's like kind of almost like cheating, right? It's like you're getting a bonus situation there, you know? So I'm going to make like a couple more of these for the tickets that I have. Just by stamping on here a few different words. And then if we had, I wish I had some tiny pictures. I could put those on there. Yeah, you could just have fun decorating these, just like decorating anything else, you know? Oh, I put that really close to the edge. Holy macaroni. I'll just do that again. Oh, I also have some of this stuff too. I'll use that. I just like these like backgrounds that have extra stuff in them. They're like already grungy, you know? I have another one of these. This one says tag. Let's see here. Maybe I'll stamp on this one. There's tag. Okay, this one is from another All in Create stamp set. It says Made with Love, and the stamp set is called Made with Love. But what I thought I would do is put, like, I'm going to stamp this all on one piece of paper here, and then I'm going to cut it up and put each word on a different ticket. Because these are pretty big words, so I think I can get away with that. Oh, I think I need more ink. Maybe I might need a darker color on here. Let's see what happens. It's not dark enough. It's my ink choice here. That's the problem. Lucky me. I have espresso truffle. That should be better. You never know what an ink is going to look like, you know? Okay. All right, I'm going to stamp it twice just in case. The reason why is because I want to make sure I can get each word cut out. I know I've already stamped it twice before, but I didn't like the brown. I didn't like the vintage photo. So I'm trying out so I switched to the espresso truffle. All right, so I'll cut love out here. I think the words look really cute on the tickets. That might be a me thing, but it might be a fun way to put something, you know, into a journal if it's a gift. Like an interesting way to put a sentiment in, you know what I mean? Okay, so I've got this one here, so let's ink it up on the edge. If you had any like washi stickers or anything like that, you could also put those on here. And I like how this super grungy font kind of like goes with the wonkiness of my cutting skills. You know, like you know, if I'd wanted them straight, I could have cut them on the paper cutter, even though sometimes that's not even straight, but I think that part of this here makes it a little bit charming that it's, you know, a little bit crooked. Everything's a little bit crooked about it. So I have this. I mean, how cute would this be in a journal? I think it would be adorable, in case you hadn't noticed. There we go. It only took me like 5 times stamping that. All right, I'm going to let that dry before I start jamming it in a pocket. Okay, I'm going to cut some of these guys up as well because I have extra tickets still to decorate. And there's like a million ways we could decorate these. You know, obviously I can't go through everything today, but certainly maybe I should make a ticket kit. What do you think? And then it could have all the little bits and pieces to decorate the tickets on. Okay. Tickets always make me think of trains for some reason. And I can't even say for sure, have I been on a train? Because, like, not like the train at Disneyland, you know, but like a real train. And maybe when I was little, I have no idea. How cute is that? Okay, I need something better to go in these pockets, though. I'm not sure what that's going to be. At this, okay, maybe I do. What if I put, like, these tickets in here? Because these are nice and tall. That's good for that. I want to put an eyelet in here. Let's see what we're going to put in here. I do have, like, a couple of these tickets that I can kind of just sprinkle in there. Like, yay. Okay, and let's see what is going on inside here. I also have this cute thing here, too. It's kind of an outlier for this particular kit, but, you know. All right, let's see if... I probably should have inked that. Or yellow space, as the case may be. We have our cute little ticket wallet. It can go under our belly band. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we only have 1 more day left. I still have so many things to do. Okay. Like, yay. I want it to go too deep. This might be cute in here because it says gather, collect, study, cultivate. And I feel like that kind of is like a travel-y thing. You know, when you travel, you gather and you collect and you study things and you cultivate knowledge. And all that sort of thing. Even if you're just traveling on the internet, you know what I mean? Like if you're just looking stuff up online, you're still, you know, that's traveling. Like when I was a kid, all our traveling was in like National Geographic magazines that my dad had in the basement. So, you know. Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay, wait, here's what we're going to do here. Okay. So this is coming out, and this is going in. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is very random, but like, one of my favorite like book series is Veronica Speedwell books by Deanna Raybourn, and like this totally makes me think of her because it's got butterflies on it, and she's a lepidopterist, and in the book, this doesn't want to fit in there, that's for sure. But she loves to travel all over the place. It's kind of very Veronica Speedwell right here. I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about. Okay, because those books are extremely good. If you like Victorian lady detectives, that's your that's the wheelhouse of those books, which is definitely my wheelhouse. Okay, this is my little ticket that I made. I just stamped a stamp on there, and then I just cut it with the pinking shears and turned it into a stamp. Okay, now this guy does not seem to want to go in for some reason. It goes in this way. Maybe he'll go into this one. Nope, let's try this one here. This pocket I must have glued funny. Okay, let's try this thing. And if it doesn't, I'll just make one to fit it. Yeah, I'll just make one to fit it. Just want that to go in just a little bit further. There we go. There we go. Or I might put this one in here, actually. Yeah. These ones from the printable kit look realistic. They're real tickets. They're scans of real tickets, but they look really good. If I do say so myself. Okay. All right. This is a compass. Okay, let's work. I'll try harder not to get distracted by everything I see. Okay, let's see. Because I can put these in here. They don't have anything on them right now. Oh, I did have that one other one I made. It says tag number on it, which... Okay. These are the cute angled ones. I actually think these look great. Almost better than the notched ones, I have to say. Who forgot to ink it? Okay. There we go. And now oops. Oh, my ticket wallet is coming along. It's so cute. Okay, I hope nobody's going to be too sad. I didn't do anything in the little mini ledger, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. Okay, so hold on. Let's see here. I'm going to put this here. I want to put something with it, though, because it will look very boring if it's just there by itself. I do have some tea-stained cheesecloth over here, so... I wish I could think of something like travel-y that I could put right there instead, but I can't really think of anything. Should I put it on this side? That way when you open it, Because I assume this is going to be the front, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's put it over here. This glass mat makes... I make a lot of noise with the glass mat. I don't think it has anything to do with the glass mat. So I have that there. I have this here. Oh, I forgot about my Made with Love. How did I forget about that, you guys? Okay, so I have my Made with Love here. Where should we put that? Probably in here, don't you think? There we go. Okay, then we have these two guys here. Okay, so I just need something for in here, which is going to be it. We're going to make something probably, I think, because... Okay, who guessed I was going to come up with a book page? I feel like this could use a little bit of text, you know, just to add something to it. Let's see, how should we do this? This might be too wide, but I'm going to try it. I know I'm supposed to be putting it in the pocket, but I just decided, oh, I want to have it behind the tag. I just thought it would create a nice background. Okay, I promise I'm gonna finish this up quick. What I want, okay, so I just have to make a tag. I just went through all my little bin of stuff for this project, for printables from this project, and came up with a couple of things here. So I think I should be able to, I have this, which is books, which I feel is good. Postcard. I might be able to cut this down so that it fits. I'm going to use the paper cutter, though, instead of my scissors because, you know, things go wrong sometimes with the scissors. And I'm just going to cut like a smidge off the top to try to rebalance it, you know. It's very narrow. My paper cutter has got to be crooked because I can even tell that's crooked. Do they make paper cutters that cut straight? All right, so I'm going to try probably the smallest one on the corners. Why does it do that to me? Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to ink this guy. This will be a cute little folder to make, like, for mementos, like if you were making a little journal, a memory journal or something. That'd be cute. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it's so tight. It's so tight. There we go. Haha, she wins. Okay. I was also thinking of adding in a flower here. Oh, that is perfect. Okay. We are definitely in business. I have this little piece of vellum here too from something. I don't know what. That could be a memory too. But like, oh, look how cute this is. Your ticket's on the back. You can remove your ticket, little ticket situation here with your little tag. Okay, I will punch some holes in this really quick, and then I will be right back. Finish this up. Okay, so I added little tassels to my tags here, and I'm going to put them back in where they belong. And then I'm going to add, I think I'm going to do it like this, and then put this, or should, well, yeah, okay, let's do it like this, and then like this, because then there's like two different style tickets in there. And then I have my tickets in here as well that I made. And I have my journal here. So I'm probably going to, let's see here. Let's go to the appropriate page here. I'm going to pull all this stuff out. And I am going to replace it with my little ticket book here. I can still keep this, you know, envelope and stuff in here. I even have my little tiny, like, travel envelope could go in there. Like, it could go into my little folio, you know what I mean? So there we have it. A little ticket folio here with a little pocket situation. Pocket ticket tags. Pretty cute, huh? All right. Well, I hope that was a good day's work. Sorry I didn't make it into the ledger tonight. I apologize. I will try to make that a priority for tomorrow night. Okay, so we'll be on patchwork tomorrow night. That will be our last prompt. So I will try to work it out so that I do some in here and some in here. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you crafted along with me. I hope you will like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you tomorrow.